Hi guys, this is a small showcase video for a rigging and animation project I've been working on. It's for this cute Abomination right here. I've rigged it in both Maya and Unreal Engine. First, I'll go through the Maya version and set up a quick base animation for Unreal. Then I'll do a quick introduction to the control rig and Unreal animation pipeline, maybe with a bit deeper dive into the control rig asset. After which, I'll show you a couple of animations to demonstrate what I feel is the power of animating in Unreal Engine. I'll divide the video into segments, so if you're only interested in the control rig, you'll be able to skip straight to it. Basically, it's about how I adjusted this walking animation with the control rig into this one. There's also another useful example in the end. So, this is the rig in Maya. It's a pretty basic one, but fills all the normal needs. One more advanced feature for this character is the RBF drive correctives, built in a very similar fashion as in MetaHumans, using Brave Rabbit's weight driver tool. These carry over to the control rig in Unreal, more on that later. Here's an example with the elbow. Also, I made this script for easy IK-FK matching. In Unreal, this is built into the rig. Alright, on to mocap and animation. Here's a mocap animation we captured with an OptiTrack setup. When working in Maya, I can bake it straight to the control rig and then clean it up. Here I took a walk, looped it and adjusted it to better fit the character. Then I simply exported it as a FBX. That's it for Maya. Welcome to Unreal. So, here we have our Abomination in a couple of assets. I'll go through all that's necessary for this animation pipeline with a quick peek into the control rig asset itself. Let's start with character actor, or the blueprint. Here we have the skeletal mesh asset with its materials. That's all that's defined here. In the skeletal mesh assets instead, we have defined the default animation rig, the post-process animation blueprint, and the physics asset. For now, the physics asset does not contain anything for this character, but it could have cloth and other types of behaviors defined. So let's check out the control rig. There's a couple of good tutorials on this matter, and I'll put some links into the description. Here's how the asset looks for me. The objective was to achieve the same rig functionality as in Maya, but also to develop it modularly for easy reusability. There's 3 events: construction, forward solve and backward solve. Construction event builds the rig to the given specifications. With this event and some planning, a given rig or rig modules can be applied on many different skeletal meshes. Forward solve is the basic animation mode, so like in Maya, the controls drive the joints. Then we have the backward solve, which is basically an inverted forward solve. The joints drive the controls. This makes it possible to bake animation data from the joints as imported from other sources back to the control rig. This is a special event run by the user. This makes it possible to adjust existing animations or mocap to your needs inside Unreal Engine. Now let's take a quick peek into the rig logic. Here's an ARM module as an example. Define the joints, controls and a couple of necessary values, and the module will take care of the rest. Meaning, fill this and you should have a working hand with IK-FK functionality. There's also booleans for easy use in all events. If we dive a bit deeper, you can see there's a lot of recycled, more general functions for applying the logic, like this IK-FK tree solver function. You can see that this function also has the options for use in all 3 events, and the FK and IK solves found inside have different solves for each event as well. So, the control rig is divided into modules, and inside these modules you'll find solvers and other utility functions. That really makes it easy to reuse and rebuild rigs. That's it for control rig. Next up, we have the post control rig. The post control rig is also a control rig asset. Its first function is to delete the keyframes from the post control joints so that we can calculate them again. This is so that we do not get a double transformation when applying animation on top of the pre-existing animation. Its second function is to calculate the twist. It is run by the post animation blueprint. And here's the post animation blueprint. First, it runs the post control rig, after which the post animation blueprint uses these RBF based post driver nodes to calculate the corrective poses. Post driver nodes are created from pose assets which were imported from Maya. And now, finally, we get back into animation. Here we have the walk cycle made earlier. And now, with the power of the backwards solve, we can bake it into the control rig and start animating. This abomination enjoys smashing pumpkins. Now that the animation's adjusted, we can simply bake the animation back to an animation asset. And that is the basic pipeline for creating and adjusting animations in Maya Unreal Pipeline with this character. But that's not all. Control rig is also useful for repurposing animations from other characters. But for that we need IK rigs and an IK rig retargeter. IK rig is a simple asset that is really handy. You simply define the chains of your rig and give it some goals for keeping the important targets in place. This is an asset you have to define for both characters used. Then we have the IK retargeter. Here you can retarget chain for chain, adjust the goal weights and set root motion and other settings. But in itself, the adjustments we're able to do are limited. Luckily, after all this, we can simply bake the results down to a control rig and begin adjusting. Here's an example, a hit animation from Drongo, a free Paragon asset in Epic Store. Here's the same animation on our favorite Abomination, straight from the retargeter. I like it. Yeah, me neither. Maybe this would do better. I think the tools that Epic are developing are really powerful for adjusting and reapplying animations. The control rig system in itself is great. It feels intuitive and really supports modular development. The animation tools are good as well, but there's still some improvements to be made. But with these tools, I think the iteration is fast and getting the animations right for your game is easier. Let me know what you think about the control rig and the Maya Unreal Pipeline.